Well, hello everybody, happy Easter. Here's my gluten-free Jamaican spice bun for you. It actually originates from hot cross buns, but when it was introduced into Jamaica, they turned it into their own version of the hot cross bun and put dark sugars in there and stout. As a child growing up, we used to eat this all year round. We eat it with butter and cheese, so it's almost like a bread. Genuinely, I know it sounds strange, but it actually is delicious. So start by soaking your fruit. You can use any combination of fruit. I've used 65 grams or half a cup of mixed fruit and 65 grams or half a cup of cranberry. Soak in about 50 mils of red wine and top it up with some boiling water. If you haven't got any wine, just use the boiling water. It's just about softening the fruit. Put that aside. In another bowl, put 50 grams of dark brown sugar and 50 grams of granulated sugar, 85 grams of honey, and 1 teaspoon of browning. So Jamaican browning is ultimately dark brown sugar that's been allowed to burn, and add a little bit of water to it to make it into a liquid, and that gives the cake its colour. So I made my own. It's easy to make, but it does smoke out your kitchen. Next to go in the cake is a teaspoon of molasses or maple syrup, a teaspoon of vanilla essence, 56 grams of melted butter. Make sure you stir this in before adding the next ingredient, which is the stout, because I did it the wrong way round and it cooled down my butter and made it a bit lumpy. I've done this recipe twice, and the first time I only used 1 egg and it was quite crumbly, so went back and did it a second time and used 3 eggs, and it was a lot firmer, held the cake together a lot better. So I'd recommend either 2 to 3 eggs. So in a final bowl, 2 cups or 375 grams of gluten-free flour. Mine is the self-raising kind, but you can use plain gluten-free flour and then add the baking powder separately. So that's the only difference between self-raising and plain flour. Add a half teaspoon of salt and add 3 teaspoons of mixed spice. My mixed spice recipe is 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of allspice, 2 teaspoons of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of ground cloves and 1 teaspoon of ginger. Drain your fruit, mix those all together. Combine your wet ingredients with your dry, mix those all together really nicely. Put them in your greased tin, bake at 175 degrees for about 75 to 90 minutes. If you put extra eggs in, that you need to bake it for longer. Check your bun with a cocktail stick or a metal skewer. If it comes out dry, then your bun is baked. If you try and cut into it before it's completely cooled, it falls apart. And enjoy! As always, please like and subscribe, and I shall see you on the next video.